What's up, everybody? Here to talk about today's General Hospital episode. I got something. Disregard that siren in the background. That's just the town testing the siren for like any emergency watch. If you guys hear a siren in the background, that's what that is. Anyway, let's talk about today's General Hospital episode. I got some stuff I want to talk about toward the end, like some casting stuff and what I've heard about certain stars of another soap that are coming to. And I also want to talk about this damn lawsuit. Some people asked me yesterday how I feel about this damn lawsuit against Prospect Park and ABC. I'll briefly give y'all guys my thoughts about it on toward the end. Anyway, let's talk about today's episode. I love today's episode. Today's episode was a pretty good episode. Let's start off with Milo and Connie. I have a small feeling that they were kind of Kim testing Milo with Connie. If any of you guys thought that, I mean, I thought that I have had a feeling that they were in a way, because I read that Milo and Connie were having scenes. I kind of like had like I had a feeling they were gonna wind up like Kim testing those two together. But anyway, I actually wouldn't mind seeing Milo with Connie. Milo, I can agree that Milo is an idiot. And it was kind of funny seeing Connie saying, because Milo said something that was kind of retarded in a way. And I didn't really, I'm not trying to discriminate or nothing like about using that word, but he was kind of acting that way, acting like he didn't know what he was, as he is all the time, acting like he just don't have a clue in the world. And Connie said something like, "You're lucky you're a cute kid." But anyway, they had some fun little scenes together. They were talking about their lost loves. Milo was talking about how and ironically Sabrina and Felix were sitting like right across from right behind Milo and Connie I think that was that. Was that the Floating Rib, or well, it was a bar or something? I think it was the Floating Rib. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was the Floating Rib. But anyway, I had a feeling they were basically Kim testing those two together. And they were talking about their past loves, past crushes and loves. And Connie was talking about Sonny and how she can't be with Sonny anymore. And Milo said how sorry he was about that. And Milo was talking about how his lost loves. He started off with, it says all started with Lulu. And because we all know Milo used to be in love with Lulu for the longest. He seriously had a crush on that girl. And well, now she basically in a way kind of was playing him at one point. He basically was saying something like, "It with Lulu it was always another guy. It was either if it was either it was Logan. I mean, at one point and he didn't mention Dylan, but he was also kind of Dylan too. She said it was either Logan, who was Scott Baldwin's son, who Lulu eventually killed. It was she went from Logan to Johnny to now Dante, but she also had Dylan at one point. I mean, we all can remember Dylan did get her pregnant at one point. She had this crush and she slept with Dylan, and also Diego Alcazar wanted to break Dylan and Georgie up. I remember that from a while back. But anyway, I'm not sure if Milo was even on then, but anyway, but yeah. And then out of nowhere, and Connie was telling him something like, "You never know, Milo. Your girl of your dreams may walk through that door." And lo and behold, at the end of today's episode, Lulu walks in. And now, speaking of Lulu, let's talk about Lulu. Have I told you how much I am loving Emmy Ryland, Marcy Ryland, whatever she's going by? I think it's Emmy Ryland. How much I am seriously loving her in the. She is seriously making this role of Lulu her own. I'm loving her performance as Lulu. And it's actually kind of different from what we've seen her portray in the past. Because, like, in the past, we've seen her as Lizzie on Guiding Light. She was kind of, she was basically, in a way, I'm trying to describe her. She was kind of ditzy in a way as Lizzie, and as Abby, she was, we all know, the naked heiress and whatnot. She was the naked heiress, and she was basically an airhead. I loved her as Abby, true enough, but Abby was kind of an airhead at some points. But anyway, I am seriously loving. This is really showing off her acting chops, and I'm seriously loving this storyline. It's a great way to ease in a new Lulu. Like I said, She's doing a fantastic job in this role. She's really making the role her own. But I'm interested in seeing how she's gonna portray Lulu when she gets her memory back, because we know she's not gonna be basically brainwashed this whole time. Well, she's not gonna be brainwashed all. We just know she's not gonna be continue to be brainwashed. I'm just interested in seeing what they're gonna how she's gonna act when she gets her memory back. And I have a feeling they were actually trying to they're going to, and from what I heard from Richard from Soaps in Depth, have you guys when the guy that editor in chief of Soaps ABC Soaps in Depth, the magazine, he does like a podcast every Monday night. It's called Tune In Tomorrow on Blog Talk. He does a he gives a it's basically a show that fans can call in and ask him questions and talk to him about the show. He won't really give much away, but he actually has said on one of his podcasts that we're going to be seeing Lulu in scenes with a lot of people. Cause from what my understanding was the reason they're Kim, and I had a feeling they were kind of Kim testing her with Patrick in a way today, and we also know, and I see they're Kim testing her with Milo just in case the she doesn't have much chemistry with Dominic Zamproggi, which I know that from what I can see they have. Well, she's been resisting him a lot, but they look pretty good together. I mean, seriously, they look good together. I mean. I can see some chemistry there. I mean, when she finally gets some memory back, they're going to test it there. But I seriously can see some chemistry there. But they're Kim testing. I see they're going to Kim test it with Milo, and they're going to, because apparently she left the hospital today. Patrick was basically sitting there examining her and whatnot. And I think they probably going to they're trying to Kim test her with Patrick too. I got those feelings that they were Kim testing her with Patrick. But apparently. She's gonna go home with Milo. I don't know if she's gonna sleep with Milo. I think Milo's. From what I hear, Milo's gonna hide her out because she's kind of getting sick of being pressured. Because in a way, to me, it seems like Dante's trying to force her to remember, and that shows y'all he is Sonny's son. Little bit more on Sonny later on. But it showed that he is Sonny's son. He's basically trying to force. It seems like he's trying to force, at least forcing Lulu to remember, trying to force her to remember. And like Luke and Laura and all of them were saying that he can't basically force. He needs to stop trying to force her to basically to remember. But Dominic Zampagna is doing a pretty bang up job. He's doing a pretty good job in this. I'm glad he's actually getting some material that's allowing him to act, really stretch out his acting capabilities and his acting talents, and I've really enjoyed him as a lot lately. I really haven't enjoyed Dante that much since they brought the character on, but I'm really enjoying him now. But anyway, I tolerated Dante, but anyway, the scenes between Luke and Scotty, those scenes had me rolling. When Luke called Scotty a garden gnome, that shit had me rolling. Scotty was sitting there telling let me backtrack a little bit. Scotty had some scenes on Nicholas today, and he basically told Nicholas that he and Laura are getting married, and I'm gonna be your stepdaddy again, and that he and Laura are getting married, and Nicholas seems like he really didn't care much because he probably know eventually Laura's not gonna marry him, not gonna marry Scotty. But anyway, he had those scenes with Luke today. Luke called him a garden gnome. That had me rolling today. That was funny. But anyway, and that Scotty was basically sitting there telling Luke, keep your hands off of Laura. Don't ever touch Laura again. And basically, I don't want to hear about you'll never be in the bed with Laura, sleep with Laura again. And Luke, it was funny. Luke said that's where you're wrong. I already have. And we know Luke and Laura probably didn't do anything. They didn't have sex or nothing. They just woke up in the bed together because of Stavros basically brainwashed them. And the scenes between Laura and Nicholas today, where she was basically telling him everything about Stavros, that Stavros was dead and Helena is dead, and we all know Helena ain't dead. And from what I remember, like a while back, Helena does have like a. From what I heard, I thought she had like, didn't she have like a double or had like a body double or something? So you never know. I don't think Helena's fully dead. And I know for a fact Stavros probably isn't dead. He's technically just still frozen. So somebody can just basically go in there and get him out of there. He's just technically frozen. He's not dead. We don't know if he's dead. They just thinking he's dead. And Nicholas was saying something like he and Alexis are the only surviving members of the family. I'm like, Nicholas, you're kind of wrong about that. You forget that you have a son. But oddly, people don't really consider Alexis and them Cassadines. People, she don't even really consider herself a Cassadine. But anyway, he was basically saying he and Alexis are the only ones. Like Nicholas, you have a son. Don't forget about Alexis has 3 daughters, so they're a part of the Cassadine family too. So anyway, what else? What else do I have to talk about today's episode? Can I tell y'all? Felix killed me today when he said that. He said the phrase "Ain't nobody got time for that." That kind of had me rolling today because Sabrina was telling Felix something like he was gonna, she was gonna try to fix him up with somebody, some people she know, and Felix said, "You ain't fixing me up with nobody because I know how you act, I know how you work, and ain't nobody got time for that." Cause you see how long it took Sabrina to get with Patrick, so he was basically saying, "Ain't nobody got time to be waiting that long to find nobody." But anyway, like I said, they need to just bring Lucas Jones or somebody on, or they could be doing what I think they're doing, which I will talk about later on. Talk about at the end of this video in a couple of minutes. Well, anyway, their scenes were kind of, it was pretty okay. Sabrina asked Patrick out on a date, and they're going on their first date and whatnot. Now let's talk about Sonny and Brenda and Carly and Michael and all of them. I could tell y'all, Sonny and Brenda are the end game. Today's episode all but proved it. Sonny and Brenda are the end game. No matter how many people Sonny gets with, no matter how. And for what I think this Brenda is gone. This is the last week we're gonna see of Brenda for a while. My understanding, I think Brenda is gone because she's headed back to Rome. Um, Sonny and Brenda finally kissed, and Sonny was saying something like telling Brenda, if we're gonna have this chance, we basically gotta get our lives right, basically make everything right. And Brenda was also asking Sonny to ask Sonny to move to Rome with him. I actually think Sonny should have went with her. I think he seriously should have went with her, but I knew he wasn't gonna go. And I'm hearing Brenda may return towards the summer and whatnot. But anyway, I wouldn't mind seeing her come back. I would love to see her come back. I love Brenda and whatnot, but I guess she's gone for right now. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about today's video. Today's episode, I thought it was a good episode. It also seemed like Michael in a way kind of in a way feeling Brenda in a way. I have a feeling Michael has a crush on Brenda and whatnot. I'm not really here for that. But anyway, I'm gonna do a separate video letting you guys know how I feel about this lawsuit and some upcoming casting stuff. And let me know tell y'all how I feel about this lawsuit. But anyway, it'll be in part 2. Anyway, this is Dominic checking out for this version of this for part 1 of this video. Anyway, this is Dominic checking out. Peace, God bless, and I'm out.